Sizing up Murphy. Drives, floats, hangs, and scores on the turnaround. J-Dub way behind the three-point line and hits way behind the three-point line. Got blocked. What a rejection by Holmgren. Standing tall like a wall.
This is Bart. You're listening to the Uncontested.
What is up, and welcome to the Uncontested Podcast, coming to you live from the last day of the regular season of the 2024-25 NBA season. It's April 13th. The Thunder beat the corpse of the New Orleans Pelican today. The single Pelican was dead. They hung it up like a piñata, and they beat it. I don't know where I'm going with this. Thank you for tuning into the Uncontested. We appreciate you. We're brought to you by the Blue Wire Podcast Network and the homies over at Prairie Artisan Ales. Anybody slamming a Prairie right now?
No.
I need to restock. I'm going to be in town this weekend, and I've got some gift cards I need to put to good use.
I got you. JD wearing a Prairie shirt over there.
I got this sexy little guy.
What do you think
Are you
his
covering
name
your
is?
nipples right now?
No. My nipples are on my upper
That's
middle
pretty
chest.
high.
They're pretty
I
high.
don't know. We're all built different.
True.
Is that
So,
how
yeah.
we're doing introductions?
Thank you for tuning in. I am your host for the evening, Jacob Niffen. I got JD Silva with me.
Fellas.
I got Justin Peabody.
Hello, everybody.
I've got Nick Crane.
I have many a Prairie beers within my reach, but none of which are cold, so I will not be drinking.
Well, will you at least show one so that people know we actually have Prairie beers?
When I say within reach, I mean the floor below me. If I was able to move through the floor, I could grab one.
Oh.
So you mean not
It was
within
was
reach.
hyperbole, Jacob.
There
Very
goes
much
Jacob.
hyperbole.
If you guys
I'm
aren't watching
slamming some
YouTube,
Cheerios on the show, just so you
Yeah.
guys know.
yeah, watch our YouTube. Jacob slamming Cheerios.
I'm just slamming them.
I've never seen anyone eat Cheerios like that.
No, the man needs his protein.
Got to get the protein in. Gentlemen, there's a lot to talk about. The NBA season is over. Now the real games begin.
Sounds like
This-
a playoff slogan.
This week, we
You get
have
paid for that?
we have play-in games this week. I guess I'm skipping ahead a little too fast. We've got a Patreon over there. If you've listened to the Uncontested at all this season, you've heard the Patreon plug. This is your first time listening to the show this year. You have not heard the Patreon plug. I'm plugging it now. Now is far and away the best time to sign up for the Patreon. The Patreon gets you access to bonus podcasts, live virtual watch parties, and our Discord. Justin, if you had to put a number on how many Discord messages come through in a normal regular season game in the chat, what number would you put it at?
1,000.
I think that's probably fair.
It's a lot.
Those are
It is
games
a
that
lot.
didn't really matter.
And just wait for the playoffs.
Just wait for the playoffs.
It has kind of replaced Twitter for me during the games,
Absolutely.
which I didn't know if that would happen. But I still look at Twitter, but I definitely look at the Discord more.
Yeah. The Discord is an awesome place. It's just a bunch of Thunder degenerates like yourself hanging out, talking ball. And boy, are we about to have some hoops to talk about this week with playing games. And then a week from today with game 1 of the first round of the Western Conference.
Lord
OKC
have mercy,
Thunder.
I'm about to bust.
Yeah, we need a sound drop, JD.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
That one needs an explosion at the end. That would
Lord
be
have mercy, I'm
wild.
about to bust.
He busted. So join the Discord. Like now is the best time to do it because the playoffs are going to be so much fun, and you want to experience it. Whether you're in OKC or in California or on the other side of the planet, you're going to want to experience this playoff run with a bunch of Thunder fans. The best place to do that is in the Uncontested Discord. It's going to cost you like $3 a month. right? That's what, like half a cup of coffee nowadays.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Discord.
A
Not
third
the
if you drink where Justin does.
Wow.
That's true.
I drink at home, buddy.
Patreon subscription, not getting hit by the tariffs.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Price will not go up for us.
Oh boy.
So, anything else I haven't plugged? We got a lot of fun stuff coming up on the pod this next week. Some new things. Should be kind of sexy. JD, don't you have a sexy sounder?
What are we doing that's sexy upcoming? Can you fill me in?
Nick, you know.
Tune in on Friday.
That's for the uncontested OnlyFans.
Tune in Friday night. Friday.
Yeah. So speaking of, no podcast this Wednesday. We will be podcasting late Friday night after that second Western Conference play-in game, because that's when we know who the Thunder will be playing in the first round. You will get a full playoff preview that night. So if you're up watching that game, tune into the Uncontested right afterwards, or that pod will be available for you all day Saturday and all day Easter Sunday. I mean, it'll still be pretty fresh even after game one, because it's going to be like a holistic view. But then a week from today, after game one, there's no other place to be but right here in the chat as we break down everything from the Thunder's game one home game of the Western Conference first round. So lots of stuff to talk about, though. Let's begin just with like kind of the last week of Thunder basketball. We've seen a bunch of guys rest. We've seen the I don't know, Nick, the C team come in.
Still pretty good, low-key.
And just smoke dudes. Anything that you learned from this past week from some of the bench guys? Nick, let's go. Anything you learned, and then the most fun thing you've seen from this team. Let's say over these past two games when most of the starters and half of the bench sat.
I'll start with the most fun. I think the Carlson experience has been cool. I think it's a good example of if Carlson was on the roster 3 or 4 years ago during the rebuilding years, there would be a corner of the fan base that would crown him like a cornerstone piece and be really upset he didn't get converted, etc. We've since learned, we've matured as a group of individuals that watch this team, and we know that he's a good player. I'm not going to discount what he's done, but that only happens when you're getting the minutes and the green light that he's gotten playing against another team's C team as well. But it's been fun. Like, he's an interesting player that I do think could be on a 15-man roster for 6 to 8 years and have a good, solid career as like a third stringer.
I had the exact same reaction, Nick, watching Carlson. It reminds me of, think of all the bigs like Moses Brown, the stretch he had at the end of the season. So much more fun to do it in this situation where you have a 14-game lead in the Western Conference versus that situation in which you are actively trying to lose and up your draft picks. Same experience, just very different context surrounding it.
Yep, totally agreed. The other question was what I've learned, Jacob, I believe.
I was on mute because I was eating Cheerios. Yes.
I have learned that 3-point shooting is hard to do and can be streaky no matter the circumstance. I will leave the statistic on Isaiah Joe for later in the pod, because I believe it will be a very interesting data point. But I think a lot of people think that when you're a shooter and you go up against a bad team, you can just go 5 of 8 like it's easy.
Yeah.
He proved to be able to do that one game this week. He proved to do the opposite another game this week. So shooting is still hard, and I think that variance is going to happen no matter who you play, whether that's a first-round opponent in the playoffs that's not very good or whether you're in the NBA Finals against a really good team.
You other two. I don't want to belabor long on the last two games because in the grand scheme of things, they don't really matter. But most fun thing you saw the past two games and anything you took away?
Probably the J. Will self alley-oop. For me?
Exactly what I was going to say.
That was pretty
Out of
sexy.
pocket, J. Will.
Yep.
And how about J. Will just dropping triple doubles? Just like you said, Nick, of like, you think sometimes this stuff's easy when you're going against a bad team. Like a triple double is always impressive. It really doesn't matter who it's against. You got to put some respect on J. Will for what he did with that opportunity.
Yeah, if he was the starting center on like a tanking team, I wonder how many triple doubles he would have. 'Cause he just seems like a guy that just gets
Yep.
all the stats. He does
He'd
kind
be,
of does a
he'd be
little
getting him the NBA Twitter highlight reels tweeted. J. Will's a problem.
bit. Mhm.
Blowing steam emoji.
Baby Jokic.
Yeah. No, but really, I mean, you said it, Jacob. These games didn't matter. Didn't matter if they won or lost. It was kind of fun to watch that group go out and play. Again, it did kind of remind me of the tanking years and what would happen at the end of the season, except, like I said, the context around it totally different this time around. And we weren't watching Xavier Simpson and Georgios Kalaitzakis go out and play 42 minutes. It's fun, but also I'm bored and I'm ready for the playoffs. That's my other takeaway. It's not a fun takeaway, but it was hard to it was fun in small doses, but it was hard to stay engaged. I'm ready for some meaningful basketball.
It has even felt like that to me, Justin, for a lot of like March. Like the things to watch. I'm so excited for this week specifically because it's like the team has known they're insanely good for a long time. All the fans have known they're insanely good for a long time. It's like we want them to go out and prove something now, like show this on another stage, and that stage has just been so far away until now.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thunder win today to get to 68 wins on the season.
One away from greatness.
One away from greatness. One time in a teacher-student basketball game, the teachers were winning, and with about 4 minutes to go in the game, we had 69 points. And I made it very clear that nobody would shoot the rest of the game. We still won. It was a nice win.
Nice.
Win. 68. Anybody know how many teams in NBA history have won 68 games in a season?
7.
7. That's wild, dude.
It is wild. That's
Like,
a very small number.
They won 68, only one of 7 other teams to do that. They ended raw plus minus as far as just like cumulative over the season, over plus 1,000. What are you guys laughing at?
What about their what about their cooked plus minus?
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm not like aggregating it per game. It's just the raw numbers.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, don't make fun of me.
I'm not.
No. It's
We weren't.
No.
They're just raw dogging the numbers over here.
Yep.
It's over a plus 1,000. It's the biggest plus minus in NBA history. Nick, did the margin of victory, did that end up being the highest in league history?
Yep. Most double-digit wins, more double-digit wins than any other team in the West. Like, win-wise, they're a top 7 or 8 team ever. But when you compile all these other accolades, I think it's
It might be the best regular season ever.
probably. I think you could argue that. I think top 3 is probably unarguable
Yeah,
at this point.
that's insane.
Insane. Like, I don't think we've really taken a I think for us and a lot of the fan base, we've been so zoomed in on this, right? We haven't zoomed out and taken the airplane 30,000-foot view. We've seen a lot of awesome basketball in Oklahoma City. This is the best season of basketball in Oklahoma City by far. And when you look at the history of the NBA, we're saying this is a top 3 regular season team of all time.
What's so funny and indicative of how good they are, as we do as fans of the game of basketball, like trash talk's a big thing, obviously. And living in Texas, I've got Rockets fans, Mavs fans, all these other teams that are friends of mine that are fans of other teams. And anytime the Thunder comes up, just because they know I have a Thunder podcast and do all this stuff, they no longer try to argue and say the Thunder's not very good or they're overrated or whatever. the only thing they say these days is like they're so dang good. I have no argument to make. Like they've just like silenced everybody.
Yeah. I think this is also, it's a good exercise to zoom out and enjoy it, Jacob, because we've gotten really used to the last 4 years, a linear progression, albeit an accelerated linear progression, but like you can pretty much count on next year being better than the one before. I think this might be the peak. If somehow they come back and win more than 68 games next year, then like we're talking about another level of historically good than even what we saw this season. So I think it's a good reminder to like enjoy this moment, because we're probably not gonna have a season like this again. Like this team's probably set up for many more good seasons, but one on this level, a regular season on this level, probably not. Might not happen again in our lifetime.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
Is this
Hashtag blessed.
You know what this team is going to be remembered by?
what happens
The next 2
2
months.
And that's why it's good to remember how great of a regular season it's been, because when you're cursing out your television during game 5 of a future playoff series, remember how much fun we had along the way. This is mostly for myself.
Yes.
You guys want to talk some play-in stuff?
Yeah.
We have a super chat.
Oh, we got to hit this. Hey, hit the super chat. And the rest of you broke boys, drop a super chat.
Oh my gosh. Shout out Alan for the super chat. He said, I was wearing my post-game shirt. If you don't have your post-game Gallo shirt, go get your post-game Gallo shirt like Alan. And a person stopped me while at Walmart and said she really liked my shirt. I told her I got it with the Uncontested podcast and told her to look us up.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
Spread the
nice.
good word.
Spreading the good
Shout
word.
out lady at Walmart. If you're listening to this, thanks for tuning in.
If you're a lady at Walmart, DM us.
Creepy.
We just want to say thank you.
Oh,
Reach out.
right.
Send her some stickers.
Tell us what you were
Ooh.
shopping for.
Yeah, what are you shopping for?
What are you making for dinner this week?
Yeah.
Might pair well with a prairie ale. Oh my gosh, we got another super chat. Jacob shamed Connor into super chatting broke boys.
Thank you, Connor.
Connor, the stream lord. If you join the Patreon, you'll get to watch Connor help us get the games up.
Yes.
The real MVP.
The real MVP over here. So the play-in tournament. We didn't know the order of the Western Conference standings until not just the end of the last game of the regular season, but that game had to go to overtime. Clippers Warriors ends up in overtime. Clippers win, which makes the play-in tournament the 7th seed Golden State Warriors, the 8th seed Memphis Grizzlies, the 9th seed is the 9th seed the Kings?
Yes.
There we go. 9th seed is the Kings, the 10th seed the Dallas Mavericks. So I'm sure almost all people listening to this podcast know how the play-in tournament works, but I've had a lot of people recently ask me how this thing works. So if you guys will bear with me for just a second, I just want to explain this real fast. Dallas will travel to Sacramento, and those two teams will play probably on like Tuesday night. The loser of Dallas versus Sacramento is done. They're out of the postseason. They're in the draft lottery. The winner hangs on for one more
Wednesday,
game.
For
Wednesday.
the record.
Okay. The Memphis Grizzlies are going to travel to the Golden State Warriors and play them. The winner of that game is the 7th seed. The loser of Golden State versus Memphis will play the winner of Sacramento versus Dallas. Whoever wins that second game is who the Thunder will play in round 1. That will be the 8th seed. That game will happen Friday night. So the Thunder will know their first round opponent Friday night. They will play that first round opponent for the first time in game 1 Sunday night. We assume Sunday night. I would be pretty shocked if it's not. But the Thunder will only get 2 days to prep for the team that they are playing. It will be one of Memphis Grizzlies, Golden State Warriors, Dallas Mavericks, or Sacramento Kings. Gentlemen, tons of ways to break this down. I want to start with this. I'm going to give you guys one of the 2 play-in matchups. And then I want you 3 to discuss what you think will happen in that game, maybe some of the key matchups, and then who wins that game. And we're going to predict the 2 play-in games. Technically the 3 play-in games real quick as we work our way to who might be the Thunder's first-round opponent. Make sense?
Yes.
A short preview. Keep in mind, this isn't a tournament. This is a single game. What was that?
Hello?
Hello? For some reason, my phone just went off of silent, and I got a text message.
Oh.
It's not from Taylor Peterson. He must still be sleeping.
Taylor's either sleeping or dead. My money is on sleeping, but I'm not a betting man.
Miss you, Taylor.
Remember that this is a single game. A guy gets hot for a team, they could win and send another team just out of the postseason altogether. So let's break this down. Let's start with 7-8. We have the Memphis Grizzlies visiting the Bay and the Golden State Warriors. That's a long flight, especially after both teams just played today. Memphis got to fly a long ways. Couple key matchups, things to watch in that game, and then ultimately, who do we think wins?
I think Jimmy is one to keep your eye on. If he's hurt, if he can't play, or if he's impacted in any way in that game, that's one thing to keep your eye on. But it's hard to look at a game with the Golden State Warriors in the postseason and not say you got to watch Steph Curry. Steph loves the playoffs. He's been in the play-in before and put on quite a show before. I would expect to see the same in this one.
I think I'm with you, Justin. I think Jaren Jackson is pretty tough for the Warriors to deal with. The Warriors generally play Draymond at the 5, and Draymond's just not a good matchup for Jaren Jackson. And Jaren Jackson is amazing on offense now. He's really changed his game from just being a spot-up shooter to kind of does it all for them on offense. And that's going to be tough for them. But I think the Warriors overall just have better options to throw at Ja. I think Ja's been better lately, but it's been a weird season for him. Just weird vibes from Memphis in general. In one game like this, kind of with you, I think I'm betting on Steph Curry going off.
What weapon does Ja emulate in this game?
Oh gosh.
That's a
He's
good
gonna
one.
rock the grenades, I think.
I want to see him do like a mace, or like nunchucks.
Nunchucks would be dope.
That'd be cool.
I want to see him sit down and type in the nuke launch codes.
You see him like on the ground crawling and setting up a claymore like in Call of Duty.
That's my favorite thing to do. I would just put that thing up on the very top of the stairs and then hide in the corner.
That Nick camping in Call of Duty never would have guessed.
Not shocked at all.
Yeah, I think the Grizzlies, they could surprise me, of course. I saw a stat today. I think it was 14 of 15 games against winning record teams they've lost. I just don't think they're built
What? What
as
did you
currently
just
constructed
say?
to beat anybody of note. So
He said their last 15 games, they've
Can you hear
lost
me?
14 against teams with 500 record or better.
Got it. Okay. I'm slow.
makes sense.
Thanks for breaking it down.
yes,
That is brutal.
that's correct.
More
My
fun.
stream also froze as I was saying that, so I didn't know if Justin just couldn't hear me or if it didn't compute in his brain.
No, I'm just slow. Another stat. I was curious. The results of the play-in, I feel like kind of off the top of my head, I kind of knew how the play-ins have gone, but actually looking at numbers is kind of interesting. Not specific to just this matchup, but overall, no 10 seed has ever made the playoffs out of the play-in tournament, which was one that I kind of knew anecdotally off the top of my head. In the first round of the play-in, what they call the play-in game, The 7 seed is 6-2. The 9 seed also 6-2.
Wow.
Which I thought was pretty interesting. And then if you look at the 8 seed game, so that like follow-up game, it's kind of all over the place. 7 seed's 2-0. So if a 7 seed happens to lose that first game, they're probably winning the second one. But then 8 and 9 are 3-3. So if the 8s and 9s end up in that play-in game, it is the small-ish sample size, but it is literally a coin flip.
That's
Nice.
for
So
both
look-
conferences?
Yeah, that's total. So looking at it, again, small sample size, but we're looking at Golden State being the 7 and Grizzlies, Kings being a toss-up for who the Thunder play, which I think kind of feels like where I would put it myself.
So for this 7-8 matchup, is everybody going Golden State wins?
Yes,
So,
Yes.
yeah.
absolutely.
So then
And
that
if
would
they
be
don't, I'll be a very sad boy.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City drawing Golden State in the first round, after everything we just said about the historic season they're having, drawing Golden State in the first round is absolutely worst case scenario after what they just did during the first 82 games.
You don't want to do We Believe Warriors Part 2?
No, I do not. That is that would end with Justin committing seppuku on the pod.
I think the Thunder would win.
I'd give a
but,
super chat for that.
Thanks.
I'd
Like
give,
99 cents.
yeah. That would just be an annoying matchup.
It'd be awful.
Yeah.
So let's say the Dubs win that game. They go on to play Houston in round 1, which is a
Sign
really
me up for that series.
interesting matchup. Let's go to the other play-in game. The Dallas Mavericks fly out to Sacramento to play the Kings. What happens in that one?
I feel pretty strongly about this one, fellas. For 2
Ooh.
reasons. The Kings were born as a franchise to win the 9-10 playing game. And the Dallas Mavericks, in order for their divine judgment to be complete, they must lose this game. So there's kind of 2 things at play here, higher than me, that must happen.
That's really funny. Dallas.
I love that
never,
there was no basketball analysis in that. That was just appeasing the
Just
gods.
Pure vibes, brother. Pure vibes.
Dallas has never been in the play-in before. Fun fact.
One way to do that is trade Luka Doncic.
Jeez.
You ain't wrong.
Also interesting, Sacramento is 1-1 in the play-in. I just found this stat. That's why I didn't bring it up earlier. Golden State 0-3 in the play-in. Didn't realize that. I don't know why I had in my head that like they had actually been successful, but maybe not.
They lost to Memphis once, didn't they?
Yeah. Wild.
What other thoughts do we have about
basketball wise?
Kings Dallas?
I think it's going to be a gross basketball game.
Yeah.
Watching Sabonis and AD elbow each other in the head for 48 minutes. I think this one could be a coin flip. I could see it going either way. That feels like a cop out, but I honestly could. And I think if you're the Thunder, you feel pretty good about either outcome, right? Like Sacramento or Dallas. The way today shook out for Thunder fans, pretty ideal.
I agree. Sacramento has like guys that can heat up in a game and can create shots on their own at least. And Dallas it's just a kind of a sad state of affairs right now. It's like Klay Thompson just jacking threes or Anthony Davis trying to do something. Otherwise, Spencer Dinwiddie is like their only guard.
They just converted a two-way guy, didn't they? He's like
Did they?
probably going to start for them in this playing game.
Yeah, is his name like Brandon Williams or something like that?
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a creative player in 2K.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds like the random guy that sat like 5 chairs down from me in like 10th grade science class. That's probably like selling used cars now.
That's wild. Dallas is a weird mishmash of a team. If they somehow make it into a series with Oklahoma City, I mean, we know we can bank on at least 3 insane PJ Washington games over the course of a series, no matter how short that. If it's a 4-game series, you'll probably still get 3 insane games from PJ Washington. But I don't. Is anyone scared of that team going into the playoffs?
No.
No.
So who do we
It's
have winning that 9-10 game?
Probably Sacramento.
JD going Sacramento?
Hell yes.
Okay. So then Dallas is out. We get Kings versus Memphis. The Kings would visit the Grizzlies.
Yep.
What happens in that Friday night game to determine the Thunder's first round opponent? You guys going Kings or Grizzlies?
It does feel like the Grizzlies should win that game with their top 3 players are really good. Their best rookie, what is it, Jalen Wells, just got hurt, and he's a big piece of their team, and he's out now, obviously. Sheesh, you can play Edie a bunch in that matchup, I guess. It feels like Memphis should win, but I also wouldn't be shocked if Sacramento wins. I mean, Memphis has just been strange.
It's one hot Zach LaVine night.
Right.
Yep.
Any other thoughts on that matchup, Justin?
I
and Nick?
agree. I think that would actually kind of be a fun game in a sicko kind of way. Little Friday night action in Memphis. I think the home court in Memphis, like home court in this scenario, I think is always a factor, especially when it's just one game. We've seen a lot of, you talked about it takes one Zach LaVine game, one Ja Morant game at home in Memphis can have the same effect. And personally, speaking of vibes and basketball gods like Silva, bring me Memphis. With what happened in the middle of the season with Chris Vernon and all the noise Grizzlies fans were talking before these teams played each other, I would love nothing more than a Grizzlies sweep in the first round.
I totally agree. Isn't this game always a little nasty? This game it's like, okay, let's go play our hearts out in order to go get our balls beat like a drum against the number 1 seed in the NBA. It's like you play 2 really sweaty games just to make it, and then you get like 1 day off.
It's kind of like watching like a 14 seed in March Madness stumble their way into the Sweet 16 to go get obliterated by Duke or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why, if the Warriors are in this situation, how good are they actually? That's what I'm telling myself in order to feel better about that match.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the names that scare me more than anything.
Yeah. I think the Warriors are a wild card. And they always will be when they're in a postseason situation. I think a Warriors-Rockets series could be really fun. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a 6-game series between those two.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Kings or Grizzlies? Who is it going to be?
Grizz.
Nick, you're muted. We didn't hear you.
Grizzlies.
The Grizz. There's got to be like a sign that's like, if it is the Grizz. So if the Grizzlies win, it's Grizzlies versus Thunder round 1. I have 2 signs to hold up in the arena ready to go. One is Grizz have no Riz. And the other one is, oh God, he's got a gun.
Oh my gosh. Those are both insane.
So we've projected the play-in for it to be Thunder versus Grizzlies, round 1. I want to go through each of us. We can go kind of quickly here. First one, team you are most worried about in a first-round series. Of the 4 play-in teams, JD, which team are you most worried about?
It's the Warriors.
Justin?
Agreed. The Warriors.
Nick?
I agree. I think there's a lot of question marks with the Warriors. I think like a fully healthy Warriors team is for sure the answer. But there's some things that are very questionable about them right now, injury-wise and other things. So,
For sure. Which of the 4 play-in teams would make for the most entertaining series versus the Thunder, JD?
I think unfortunately it is the Golden State Warriors. They're gonna get there's gonna be a lot of eyes. You know, you get the West Coast viewership. You get ESPN saying crazy shit. I can guarantee there'll be a screenshot that goes around Twitter of their panel with like Bob Myers and Stephen A. of them picking the series, and at least 2 of them will pick Golden State in that series. 100%.
Justin, most entertaining series: Thunder versus who in round 1?
Bob Myers on ESPN is a war crime, by the way.
It is.
Absolutely, dude. I was
It's
watching that.
so
He
bad.
wanted them to win so bad.
It's the worst. He's the worst. Him covering the Luka return to Dallas and bringing up KD in Oklahoma City. It made me want to commit seppuku.
All he
Anyway.
did was leave in free agency like he was allowed to do.
Yeah, that's all, Bob.
That's it, Bob.
I also think it's probably the Warriors, but for the sake of saying something different, Dallas, I think, would be entertaining for 2 reasons. One, with just all the drama with Dallas, I think it would be a national story to be the first 10 seed that makes the playoffs, and to do so after all the mess they've put themselves in, self-inflicted wounds. But then I think the Dallas Oklahoma City series, they're always fun because of proximity. You get a lot of opposing fans in each other's arenas, and we know that PJ Washington is going to go stupid. And I think outside of the Warriors, I think that one would have some popcorn potential.
Last one. Team you want to see the Thunder just embarrass in round 1. Like, you are just chomping at the bit. You're fiending for it. You want the Thunder to play this team to, in the words of the prophet J.D. Silva, just beat their balls like a drum.
Is it okay to use the Warriors as every answer?
Sure.
Yes.
Because it is. The Warriors are just kind of like a polarizing matchup in a lot of ways. And, I'm a little afraid to see them because of the names. And they'd be very entertaining for obvious reasons. You got some all-timers on that roster at this point. But that would also be...
Draymond would beat some balls like a drum.
He has many times before. But that would be such an arrival and like a wake-up call for everyone that has doubted this Thunder team in the postseason, I think. Like, obliterating the Warriors, that's a big deal. No one does that. Even if they're the 8th seed.
Right. I'll say Memphis. For similar reasons that I brought up earlier. I think the noise that was talked during the season would also bring back some good vibes of the old Thunder Grizzlies little playoff rivalry that they had going for a few years. I think playoff games in Memphis are always fun. And I would love to send them home sad.
My answer here is Dallas. I hate Dallas. B, I hate Dallas fans. C, and Justin, you were touching on it a second ago. The perfect scenario for this season for Dallas is to be the 10 seed, fail their way into the first round, just to get their balls blasted by Oklahoma City in 4 games with like an average margin of victory by 20 points. And that means they don't get a lottery pick. They did all of that, and they could have just gotten a lottery pick, and they didn't.
Yep.
That is the worst case scenario.
I want
It's
it
magical.
so bad. So bad.
Did you guys see the graphic or just the stat about how Phoenix is the only team in the NBA that didn't make the playoffs, the play-in, or the draft lottery? Incredible.
Let me tell you something, Justin.
A-plus work.
26 teams would love to trade places with them.
Exactly.
What
That's a
joke.
lot of money to spend for
What
that
a
special
joke of a
privilege.
franchise.
I would love. I don't know if you guys may or may not listen to Zach Lowe, but that was like the first thing he said when he came back was making fun of HBF for making that comment.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, our answers were never the Kings. Nobody cares about the Kings.
That's what I was going to say.
Just-
Is
there's
Kings
no
feel-
appealing storyline there at all.
No, not at all.
How did they become even more Kings by trading De'Aaron Fox?
They're
they traded
now
for-
Kangs with like 3 Z's.
Yeah.
Remember when they were the 2 seed?
It's
Those are
amazing.
good times.
Almost beat Golden State.
Right. Light the beam.
Oh, those were the days.
Those
That
were
was
the
the 1
days.
year.
Right? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Enjoy it. Enjoy it now because you never know.
Tomorrow's never promised.
Indeed.
All right. That's some good playing talk. You guys want to do some trivia real quick before we revisit some bets, which I'm fired up about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. I also want everybody to know that I am finished with my Cheerios. And I am
Good.
washing them down with a nice Dr. Pepper cream soda, 0 sugar.
Jacob's dinner brought to you by a 7-year-old.
Hey, I had a Dr. Pepper Zero Cherry. Not that good.
I don't like cherry.
Also, for anyone not watching the YouTube, we have lost Nick due to poor Wi-Fi issues. So that is why he is not speaking or will not speak again.
Yes. Ever.
Ever. We kicked him off the pod.
Cut
No
him
bad
out.
Wi-Fi allowed.
You guys, okay. I gotta give Smoot a shout out. Cream soda in the chat from Jacob.
Well done.
I got to turn comments off so I don't see these
Well
answers.
done. Before we dive into Prairie Trivia, go check out Prairie OKC. If you've not been lately, they drop new beers every Friday. This week, they dropped one that I am absolutely planning to stock up on when I'm there next weekend. Lemon Slice, a sour ale made with lemon juice, lemon zest, and vanilla.
Sounds amazing.
Zesty.
Zesty.
Oh, zesty.
They also have a coastal pilsner made with kiwi hops. Not the fruit, not the bird. They're from New Zealand.
That was a bar.
That was.
You can also go to Prairie Sunday afternoons to play trivia.
That's right.
You can go to Prairie just to have a beer and watch a playing game. You can go to Prairie, play some pickleball. And you know what you can also go to Prairie for? A Thunder away game watch party. Be
Hey-o.
on the lookout. Just
In
be
the
on the
works.
lookout. We're going to have a good time.
Keep your eyes open.
Keep your eyes open. Protect your neck. I don't know why protect your neck had to go in there, but everyone could
don't
always
either.
use a. Is there ever a wrong time for a Wu-Tang quote?
No.
I didn't know that was a Wu-Tang quote.
Brother.
That needs to be a sounder.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
That's awesome. Trivia.
Trivia. I have 4 trivia questions.
Let's
3. Oh, goodness. Hold on. Smoot just sent me roughly 1 billion trivia questions. We got a lot of trivia. I'm not going to cut these people off. We're going to start with Rob's trivia. Once again, if you don't like the trivia questions or they are wrong, I would invite you to join the Patreon so you can complain to the trivia masters. Rob Baird says, question 1, how many Thunder players all time have played in all regular season games? All 82. How many Thunder players in the history of the team have played in all 82? I need a number.
This could be so many numbers.
Yes. I don't even know where to start.
I don't know where to start.
How many players have, for the Thunder, in the team's history, have played in all 82?
Wow.
Okay. I wrote a number down.
I wrote
All
it
right.
down too.
Let's see them. Justin went 11. JD went 5. The answer is 12.
Oh, what? Okay.
Question 2. Of those 12, 3 guys did it multiple times.
Oh, boy.
Can you get the 3?
No.
Um,
No, I cannot.
They're not bench warmers. They all 3 started.
okay. Uh-huh.
Did it multiple times?
Multiple times.
Dang
Played
it.
all 82.
I just erased one of my answers. I wrote down Chet, but that's obviously not one of
Yep.
the choices.
They've done it at least 2 seasons. There's 3 guys. They started. Who is it?
Started.
One of them should be very obvious.
One of them should be very
You said started, which makes me think maybe they're not on the team anymore.
Oh, maybe. While you guys are writing, I'd like to share that I watched the Goofy movie last night for the first time since I was 10.
Slaps. It's a
I've
great
only-
movie.
Banger
I've only
soundtrack,
seen the second.
sad movie.
I've only
Goofy's
seen
just trying to be a good dad.
the disco one.
All right.
Read me your answers.
Russell Westbrook, Andre Robertson, Serge Ibaka.
I got Russ, Ibaka, Steven Adams.
You guys did well. The answer is Russ, Ibaka, Kevin Durant.
Oh, Kevin
Kevin?
Durant. I almost wrote KD, but then I was like, no, surely he took some games off at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Question 3. Who are the 5 most recent players for the Thunder to play in all 82? And I'm going to give you guys some hints.
Holy shit.
Okay.
This only goes back to 16-17.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
That was the Russ MVP year.
Okay.
16-17. 4 of the 5 are bench players.
This is impossible.
5 players going back to 16-17. 4 of the 5 are bench players. 1's a starter. And these are the 5 most recent guys to play in all 82 for the Thunder.
I have no
I have
idea.
no idea.
4 of the 5 being bench players ruins all names that came to my head.
Here, you want another hint?
Yes, please.
The bench players, 3 of the 4 were fan favorites and guys we talk about. I don't know how to give you a hint on the last one. Just write down some names, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Just put some names on the
Okay.
paper.
Fan favorites. Fan favorites. Oh my God.
I'm going weird for my last one. I think I might get one right.
Let's see them.
So, are you ready?
No. I'm throwing this one. I have 2 names. I'm just going total brain nuke.
That's the last 5 most recent, JD.
I know.
All right.
You're not using your brain very well, brother.
No, I'm not.
What did you write down for the podcast listeners?
Russ and Samaj Christian, a man we all hate.
Okay.
I said Chet, Queso, Kenny Hustle, Wiggins, and Sabonis is my wild card.
Okay, here we go. First one. The tall, slender man himself. Which is JD.
Chet.
The second one.
Yes.
I was thinking too far back. I was
The
just
second
locked
one,
in.
Ed Reed.
Queso.
Cason Wallace.
Yes, 2 for 2.
The third one. A point guard who got really, really fat.
Ray.
Raymond Felton.
Raymond Felton.
Yeah, that was like the names I couldn't. I was just-
Wow.
The fourth one. Formerly the biggest free agent signing in Thunder history.
Patrick
Turned out
Patterson.
He sucked. Patrick Patterson.
I almost wrote him down, but I was like, I thought he was off
Too
watching
bad.
movies or something.
The fifth one. A mustached man who has questionable political leanings.
Freedom.
Mr.
Ed-
Freedom.
Ennis Canner himself.
Wow.
All right, another question. This one from Dr. Do. What bench hero played the most games this season for the Thunder? Somebody outside the top 11.
Outside the top, can you name the top 11? Definitively?
Shea, Dort, Dub, Chet, Hartenstein, AC, Caruso, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams, Kenrich Williams. Outside of those 11, which bench hero played the largest number of games?
So this is like the game is over and these guys are in.
Typically, yes. Guys, you watched play today.
Most games or most minutes?
Games.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Let's see them.
Flagler,
That's what I said. I
You
said
guys
victory
both said
Flagler.
Flagler.
I mean, I guess we're both wrong.
Nice. Flagler played 36. Dylan Jones played
Dylan
53.
Jones.
Damn
Dylan
it.
Jones. That was my next guess. But I thought that's why I asked minutes or games, because I'm like, maybe we stuck Flagler in for like 30 seconds
Yep.
of the most games. Did
This is
Jacob
a-
just short out? What?
No, I'm here. I'm just trying to read Smoot's question, and the
Oh.
dude wrote me A Tale of Two Cities.
Taking notes from Taylor.
And we love him for it.
Here we go. I'm reading Smoot's question now. 1. How many former Thunder players have the Thunder played against this season?
Oh,
They had,
Total?
they had to have played minutes for OKC. How many former players have we played this season?
This is another one. I don't even know where to start with a question
They
like
had
this.
they had to have played minutes for this team.
Man.
Mm,
Okay.
I'm just
These
gonna.
are good questions, Smooth.
These
Good
are
job.
good questions.
You guys got a number?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see them.
37.
37 and 9. The answer would be 24.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Okay.
You guys want to hear the names?
Sure.
Tony Bradley,
Yeah.
Josh
Okay.
Gibson, Dennis Schroeder, Bismack Biyombo,
You're going to have to go faster.
Ty Jerome, Reggie Jackson, Al Horford, Cam Payne, Vasa Micic, Jared Butler, Svi Mihailuk, Lindy Waters, Doug McDermott, Domantas Sabonis, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, Jeff Green, Steven Adams, James Harden, Jeremy Grant, Chris Paul, Veet Krejci, Josh Giddey, Dario Saric, Russell Westbrook.
I don't know why in the hell I guess 9.
Question 2. The Thunder played 48 games against former players this year. What's their record in those 48 games? Remember, you need to have wins and losses equal 48.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm ready.
Let's see them. 42 and 6, 44 and 4. The answer is 42 and 6.
Let's go.
I just wanted to write 3 4s. That's all.
That's fair. That is all for Prairie Trivia.
Wow.
Go
I
get
went
yourself
all
some
over the
Prairie
place.
beers. Go
Thanks for making me
play.
feel like an idiot.
Go play some pickleball. Go watch some play-in games, and get ready for a dadgum watch party.
Also, go look for the uncontested sticker on the column in the tap room. It'll
Yes.
be like a scavenger hunt.
Speaking of uncontested merch, before we take our break and come back and do bets, I think we need to plug something, JD.
Could it be this?
Justin Peabody has been in his bag. Justin,
Yes.
tell the pod listeners who aren't on YouTube about this shirt, and then we tell everyone where they can get this shirt as JD drops it in the chat.
Absolutely. New shirt design. This is what I'm calling the heavy metal Thunderstruck tee. It has the now famous-ish Lou Dort quote. By the time you hear the thunder, the lightning's already struck. But it's like metalcore tribal lettering that says Thunderstruck really loud. It's been in my head for weeks, and I've been trying to bring it to life, and it's looked terrible. And today I feel like I finally cracked it a little bit. So now you can go get it on Cotton Bureau in our store. Great to add to your basket alongside your Nick Gallo tee or your Dub All-Star shirt.
We got some other merch in the bag as well, so just be on the lookout for that. We also have stickers coming in. So if you will be around Oklahoma City for this playoff run, you need to hit us up. We will let you know when we're at games. Meet up with us. Get yourself a sticker. We got some cool ones. Justin has just been, the man has been cooking with gas. Let's take a break on the other side. We're going to revisit our bets from earlier in the season. This will be fun. We will be right back. While we're on the break, Go order that T-shirt. We are back, and it is time to revisit the best uncontested podcast every year, the Bet Spot. We made bets preseason to kind of preview what we thought the season would look like. Today, we are going to revisit some of those and see who won, who lost, and what is owed. One of you guys has the document. I sure don't. So
You want me to read it?
Do it, Silva.
let's go.
Number 1, the better, Nick. The taker, Justin. The bet, Wemby logs a quadruple double. He did not do that, so Justin wins.
Yes.
Payout, loser buys the winner, so Nick buys Justin a French dip from their favorite spot, which is Arby's.
It's not Arby's, but I
know the
do
meats.
love a French dip.
I don't even know if Wemby got close to a quad dub.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. The shortened season for Wemby affects that a little bit.
Yeah. Bold bet by Nick.
It is a bold bet. Nick came out guns blazing.
Next one, the better, me. The taker, Jacob.
Uh-oh.
The bet, Lou Dort finishes outside the top 3 on the Thunder in 3-point attempts. First in 3-point attempts, Isaiah Joe. Second, SGA. Third, Lou Dort. So
I win.
Jacob wins.
Is that based on per game or total?
Total. Isaiah Joe shot 466, SGA 435, Lou Dort 413.
Okay. And then who was fourth?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think I looked up the bets today. I think it was J-Dub.
Okay.
It was a pretty big. It was a pretty big gap.
Nice. Okay.
That's why I didn't put him on there.
JD, what do you owe me?
I have to wear a Spider-Man mask on the show, plus buy you Taco Bell in Vegas. So
We're not going to Vegas this year.
I'll buy you Taco Bell somewhere else.
Buy me Taco Bell at the Taco Bell in Moore, Oklahoma.
Yep. See you there.
While wearing a Spider-Man mask, hopefully.
Yeah, you got to wear a Spider-Man mask through the drive-thru. We're going at like midnight.
Perfect. All right, next one. The better, Taylor. The taker, Justin. The bet, Chet Holmgren finishes top 2 in blocks per game in the NBA. First in blocks per game, Wemby at 3.8. That's absurd.
Absurd.
Second, Walker Kessler at 2.4. Third, Chet at 2.2.
Oh, man.
But Chet and Wemby did not technically play enough games, so the winner is Justin.
Even if they, I put that disclaimer in there. Didn't matter, but if for some reason Chet was second, we would have had a little controversy on our hands that we would have had to sort out.
Yep.
This is one of my favorite payouts, and I can't wait to watch Taylor do this.
Taylor always ends up doing this shit. Taylor has to eat an entire block of cheese on a podcast.
I love that so much. After he had to eat the rotisserie chicken last year.
What kind of cheese are you going to go with?
And he
That
ate
brother's going to have diarrhea
ate the
all
Vegemite.
Monday.
Or not.
Or he's going to be constipated.
Right.
There's one or the
Exactly.
other.
That's
There's no
where
in
my
between.
head went.
Yeah. Taylor had to eat the dry. He had to do the dry challenge. What was it? He was eating something
What?
dry. He ate something dry. Was it
Oh, the wheat mix.
the wheat?
Oh,
Not
yes.
Vegemite. Yeah.
The
wheat.
wheat mix.
All right. Next one. The better, Jacob. The taker, Justin.
Hey.
bet. OKC will average better than 9.8 steals per game. Got to be better than 9.8. OKC.
I think 9.8 was like the highest in like the past 5 years.
Something like that.
Was
Oh,
my
OKC
context on
finished with 10.3. So the winner is
insane.
Jacob. The payout.
10.3 is nuts.
Blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
The payout. Buy a steal of a deal from Facebook Marketplace. Loser chooses, and it's $25 max.
So you got to buy me a Facebook Marketplace gift and bring it to me, Justin.
Okay. Deal.
It needs to be something sick too.
Yeah. Oh, it will. Don't you worry.
Like article of clothing would be cool.
Hey, you don't get to decide. It specifically
I'm just
says
giving you
loser
ideas.
Decides.
I'm
I don't
giving
need
you
your
ideas. I would take like a butterfly knife
That'd be cool. Brass knuckles, are those illegal?
I would take some brass knuckles, but no drug paraphernalia, please.
Okay.
No food.
So
Like don't buy me like tamales from some like grandma.
that'd be fantastic.
Hey,
I
if
would
you go to-
never buy you something that nice.
If you go to Craigslist instead, you can probably buy Jacob some fentanyl for $25.
I might take that.
Oh my gosh.
George says he will put an alligator on Facebook Marketplace for you to buy.
Yes. I'm gonna buy an alligator from George.
That's amazing.
I need the drop. I need the drop.
Oh God, hold on. I got a tab.
Someone's mailed a baby alligator to me, ex-wife.
That's amazing.
I'm probably gonna get like a hairless ferret from Justin or something.
You can
like
only
that.
hope.
I'm gonna let it loose in the neighborhood.
All right, moving on. I let me just say, Nick has agreed to some bets here that I know this SOB is not going to pay out.
Also
Now,
fair.
some of you may say, "Oh, Silva can't be the one to talk. He never took charges." I get it.
Also true.
I just had to say it. All right, this next one. The better. Taylor. The taker. Nick. The bet. SGA drops a 50 piece. He did, in fact, drop more than 150 pieces. So the payout is Nick has to shotgun 3 Prairie beers before a post-game show.
Yes. I'm pretty sure
Nick-
that might
Nick
be
will do
standard
that.
procedure for Nick.
Yeah, I think Nick just does that regularly.
Look, those Prairie beers are heavy.
And
It's
I
true.
don't like before the show. He should have to do it on the show.
That'd be fine.
I think the plan was if it's before the show, it has to be recorded
Oh, okay.
and documented.
We need evidence.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
Here is a bet that Nick, I keenly remember saying that there is no way in hell I will win this bet. The better, Nick, the taker, me. The bet is that OKC has more than 2 players who average at least 2 steals per game. OKC had Nick took that, thinking that 2 players would have that. OKC had no players average it. Queso averaged 1.8, SGA 1.7, Caruso 1.6, Dub 1.6. No one got over 2. Eat shit, Nick. You must now write a 500-word review of each season of Rick and Morty. Or it's actually not each season. It's you have to watch 4 hours straight and write a 500-word review.
There's a 0% chance Nick does this.
I know, and that's tough. Look, 500 words, you can bang that out in 15 minutes.
He's just going to use Chat GPT.
He
100%
totally will.
he is.
I'll know. I'll know. All right. Next one. The better, Justin. The taker, Taylor. The bet. Oh, this one came down to the wire.
Oh, no, not this bet.
Bet. Isaiah Joe will shoot better from 3 from 3 than last season.
Okay, let me interject.
Sure.
This is the stat Nick was referring to earlier in the podcast. So if you've been holding on since the first 8 minutes of the show, your time has come. Isaiah Joe shot 41.6% from deep last year, which is very good, which is why I made this bet, because it's kind of a spicy bet. Thursday, I was not feeling good about this bet. And then what does Joe do Friday? He goes
10 to 14.
insane, 10 of 14, which put him at 41.8% on the season. I had my fingers and toes crossed that maybe Isaiah Joe had earned himself a day off for this last game of the season, and we could just call it at 41.8. They announced the starting lineups, or the active roster. Joe was included, so I started doing the math and mapping out all the scenarios of how bad Joe could shoot. If he shot 0 of 2, I'd lose. If he shot 1 of 4, I'd lose. If he shot 3 of 9, I would lose. Does anyone know what Isaiah Joe shot today
Is that 2 of 11?
from behind the arc? Isaiah Joe today threw up a incredible performance, following up on his 10 of 14, a performance you thought might not be able to be topped. 2 of 11. He ends the year at 41.2% from behind the arc. I'm devastated.
You lost by a hair.
Just stop shooting, Joe.
The payout, now that Taylor has won, you must buy him a triple dipper, which, what is that, a Chili's appetizer?
Absolutely, it's a Chili's appetizer. It's the goat appetizer. I will happily buy Chili's triple dipper for Taylor because that means that I also probably will be eating a Chili's triple dipper.
True. And let me know when you go, and I'll meet you there.
Yes. Thanks for
There we
nothing,
go.
Joe.
Oh my God, this one is.
This one is also wild.
I am so glad I don't have to do this.
I'm worried.
I've been stressing about this. The better, Jacob. The taker, me. The bet, Dylan Jones plays more than 54.5 games in the regular season. Dylan Jones played 54 games.
I can't believe it.
That is a great over-under you set, Jacob.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
The payout, the loser has to do the I think you should leave 55 burgers, 55 fries skit.
Maybe when Silva goes to buy you Taco Bell,
I'm doing it at the Taco Bell.
55
at midnight.
tacos, 55 burritos, 55 nachos,
Why did I do this?
120 Baja Blasts. It's good.
Let's just get it all over with at the same Taco Bell at the same
Those two bets,
Lord have
incredible
mercy.
precision.
My Baja is about to blast.
Damn, we still have. Okay, we have some more to go through. Okay,
Let's do it.
the better. Me, the taker, Nick. The bet. Nuggets finish 5th or worse in the West.
Also came down to the wire.
Down to like yesterday. They finished 4th. So Nick wins, and I have to buy him a 20-piece nugget from his favorite establishment. Hopefully that's not like 20 boneless wings from some high-end
Probably
wing place.
from Pluckers. He's going to make you buy him Pluckers.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. The better, Taylor. The taker, me. The bet, Dub and Shea will score 40 plus in the same game.
That's bold.
Yeah.
Bold.
There was a game where Dub scored 41. SGA only scored 31 that night.
It's
payout.
close.
It's very close. The payout.
So you won this.
I did win this.
Silva wins.
Taylor must recreate the Skip Bayless swag pics, where he's on like the staircase or in a hallway.
Taylor's the perfect person to do this.
100%.
He just stands up. Taylor and Skip Bayless have similar wardrobes, I feel.
I love that.
You're not wrong.
I love that. I thought you were going to say physiques.
No. Taylor's jacked.
So is Skip Bayless.
You're right. He's jacked in a weird way, though. All right, the next one. This is. Who are we on the nights that we do these bets?
I don't know.
Who are
I
we?
don't know.
I look back and I'm like, I'm not who I was then. This one is the better is Nick. The taker is Justin. The bet, Thunder will have a winning streak this season of at least 8 games.
Yikes.
They won 15 straight this season. So now, 2 milk. Okay, I don't understand if this is a good thing or a bad thing. The payout just.
I remember making this bet.
And thinking it's a win-win, right?
Exactly. It's that you have to eat 2 Milky Buns in a 30-minute span, which sounds like a reward.
Yeah, it does.
For those who have not experienced their glory, a Milky Bun is a warm donut with ice cream in the middle. And apparently that is my punishment for losing this bet.
But we won't be at Vegas, so you don't get a Milky Bun.
Oh, there's places. We
Okay.
can make this happen. Don't you worry.
Yeah, there's places.
I can eat 2 Milky Buns in like a 3-minute span. I can keep the other 27.
All right. Next one.
Yeah, the bet should have been you have to continuously eat Milky Buns for a 30-minute stretch.
Yeah, it'd be
That's
over.
much worse.
They'd run out by the time you got to the third one.
Yeah.
The next one. The better, Jacob. The taker, Nick. The bet, OKC will have a net rating of 7.5 or better this season. They had
Wait, I bet this against Nick?
Yeah.
Yes.
7.5 was, I forget where I got that number from, but it was like the highest in so many years or something like that.
Yeah, well, they blew that out of the water. They finished with a plus 12.9.
Yeah, that's insane.
Insane. I have no idea what the payout on this one is.
What's Nick owe me?
I think it's something along the lines of however far off you were from the net rating is how much snacks he owes you at a game.
Oh, nice.
but I don't remember the exact map.
It's like
We'll have to go
5.
listen to the
it's like
show.
Whatever it is, you get 5.
Okay. Will you play me a better have my money sounder for Nick? Bitch better have my money. Thank you.
It's awesome. Okay. We're almost done. I think we have like 3 more. Okay. The better, Taylor. The taker, Jacob. The bet, the Grizzlies finished top 4.
Another one down to the wire.
They finished 8th. So Jacob
For the
won.
Grizzlies?
I mean, okay, I guess not that they'll finish top 4, but just where they
Out of the
would finish.
plane,
Yeah.
yeah.
Taylor bet the Grizzlies would be a top 4 team?
Yeah.
Shout out my guy, Taylor.
The payout, he has to use 10 Daignault/Presti-isms on a podcast.
I like it.
I like
Yes.
that. Yep. And he'll probably butcher all 10 of them.
Yep. Ah, damn it. Here's one involving me. The better, me. The taker, Nick. The bet, I bet that Chet would log 220 blocks.
It's a lot of blocks.
He missed 2/3 of the season. Finished with 71.
So close.
So close. My payout, I have to step on a Lego set.
That sounds awful.
I'd have to step on Legos. I don't have to step on a Lego set. And so I don't know what that's going to look like exactly. But
This, when I was
Legos
checking
in
in
this
on,
economy, that bet's going to cost you $100.
when I was checking on the bets, this was a good reminder and cautionary tale of making bets about totals instead of per game.
Averages. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
it's scary. It's scary.
It's risky.
Okay. Jacob
This
plays-
one is one of my favorites.
sucks.
Jacob's had a lot of things on the money tonight, but this one ain't it.
No. The better is Jacob. The taker is Nick. The bet, one less
One or less. I
one or
think.
less team from California in the top 10. Is that like in general?
Yeah.
Like overall, all 4 teams from California made it in the top 10.
Yep. That bet was less about getting it right and more about just channeling my hate for all of those teams.
Yeah.
I don't hate the Kings. It's mean to hate the Kings, but those other 3 franchises,
The payout, Jacob must buy Nick a single movie ticket, popcorn, and a drink.
that's not bad.
Not
Well, for Nick, a drink means a full bottle of wine.
That's true.
True.
We got to put some guardrails on this guy.
He's gonna buy a 4 Loco. This next one, I think we're still waiting on.
Yeah, we got to wait till the draft.
Yeah, Justin placed a bet. Taylor took him up on it. The bet was that the Clippers give OKC a top 8 pick in the draft, which I don't know if that can happen.
Well,
They cannot.
actually, yeah, I guess because
It's
the
done.
Clippers avoided the play-in,
Yep.
that is done, and I lose.
What's the payout?
You have to wear, Justin, the quote crazy Blake Griffin shirt to a game, which is the shirt they made.
Yes.
And they signed him to that contract extension that had like, who did it have on it?
It had like
Like Nelson Mandela and Martin
yes,
Luther
it had
King
Nelson
Jr.
Mandela and MLK and like all these. It said something like innovators
God.
or something along.
Muhammad
those lines.
Ali, Obama, Albert Einstein, Abe Lincoln, Gandhi, MLK, someone I don't recognize, potentially JFK.
Does he have a back of a head?
And Blake Griffin.
Come on,
It's hard to say if he does or not.
what does it say on it?
Oh, shit. I think it said pioneers.
Pioneers. That's what it was.
So weird. So weird.
Good. Dream scenario. Thunder play the Clippers. We go to a game in LA and I get to wear that shirt.
That would be sick, bro. That would be sick.
There is one more.
Okay.
It is a parlay
Jacob
Hey,
made a
I made a
parlay.
parlay.
for all of Jacob's bets. You win, you get a piece of merch from the OKC store or Summer League. You lose, you got to buy a beer for all of us. You went 2 of 4 on your bets, Jacob, so you must buy a beer for all of us.
Good thing I
Yay.
have $300 in Prairie gift cards,
Hey.
boys.
That's true.
Well done.
That concludes it.
Awesome.
I need to
think
find
that's
the
gonna-
Spider-Man mask.
I think that's going to conclude the show too. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out since October. 82 up, 82 down. Guess what, baby? 0-0. Heading into the playoffs. Thunder, odds-on favorite to win the title. SGA, odds-on favorite to get Finals MVP. The other MVP's already in the mail, boys. I'm just telling you. If you've had fun so far, that ain't nothing. The next 2 months are going to be wild. Keep it posted right here to the Uncontested YouTube page, all of our social media channels, and your podcast platform of choice. Join the Patreon. Just come hang out. Let's have a blast these next 2 months for what might be an iconic Thunder playoff run. Come hang with us. We will be back with you guys Friday nights. Make sure you join us Friday night after the Western Conference play-in game when we will know the 8th seed, and we will be doing a full playoff preview for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Join us in the live stream. You can also download that on your podcast platform of choice or watch the replay on YouTube. Maybe some new stuff for the show on Friday, which will be fun. So make sure to come hang out. And then Sunday, Easter Sunday, April 20th, we have Game 1 of the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. OKC versus, we don't know yet, but I'll tell you one thing. Doesn't matter who it is, because we will be here podcasting live post-game after the Thunder go up 1-0 in the first round. You ain't going to want to miss it. Thank you guys so much for an incredible regular season. We'll see you in the playoff. Have a great start to your week. Come back and join us Friday night. Till then, and as always, bring on the playoffs.